Okay, Melbourne, it's time once again for Under Melbourne Tonight. So close the curtains, dim the lights, and take the phone off the hook because it's time to go down and meet the gang. There's the man in the middle, Stephen Hall. Meet up with Tony Biggs as he plunges his hand into the murky depths of his bag of new releases. Take a peek at what's new in the world of cinema with James Hounddog. Clown around with Dr. Andy as she creates the universe. Come face to face with Rastus as he ponders another of the absurdities of life. Stuart Round won't be with us this week, he's out on assignment. Taste some of the gourmet delights that just might colour your life with our chefs Keely Smith and Carlos Raven. There's live music with Superior Butcher, stand-up comedy with Paul Collegia, and a whole lot more. Now it's over to the maestro himself, Stephen.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Under Melbourne Tonight on RMI TV on Channel 31. My name's Stephen Hall. What's yours? Don't answer me, it's pointless. Rex Hunt. Who said that? I don't know, Rex was in here tonight. Hello, Rex, love your work. No, don't bother answering me. TV doesn't work that way. Yes, I know. Now, on the way in here tonight, we're completely live. It's 9:40 now. Sorry about it running a bit late, but you know how it is. What with one thing and another. I don't know. Don't get me started. I'll go all night. Now, on the way in tonight, I saw a shop, and they were selling marital aids. So I wandered in, had a browse for a while, and I'm sorry, but I don't understand how these things will assist you in getting married. Because we know what they are, right? We all know what they are. Can you imagine, like, you take your loved one to a nice, intimate, candlelit, romantic restaurant, and you think, okay, the time's come, I'm going to pop the question. Darling, would you do me the honour of becoming my wife? And before you answer, I'd just like to point out, just to sweeten the pot, as it were, I have my very own battery-operated, large, king-size Mambo love rod. If that doesn't get him in, I don't know what... look, I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm talking about that. Now, I'll raise the tone a bit, a couple of minutes into the program. Over in America, little 11-year-old Rachel Chandler, I know you're watching, Rachel, hi. She has written in to 200 of her favourite people throughout the world of sport and entertainment and politics, asking, hey, what's the meaning of life? And they wrote back, and I'd like to share them with you now because there's some very, very valuable insights for us all there. She's written to people like LaToya Jackson, Bill and Hillary Clinton, Archbishop Desmond Tutu, all those sorts of people. Now, perhaps I'd like to just start off, just give you a few little nuggets of wisdom to get us on our way. Hillary Clinton wrote back and said, focus on your dream, Rachel, and work as hard as you possibly can to achieve it and make it come true. While Bill Clinton said, chicks dig presidents. Randy Travis, the famous country and western singer, said, obey your parents and go to church. While Mother Teresa surprised everyone in her reply to Rachel by just simply saying, you've got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Know when to walk and when to run away. Who would have thought? Mother Teresa is a Kenny Rogers fan. Also, she asked Hollywood legend, octogenarian Hollywood legend, Jimmy Stewart, Jimmy, what's this meaning of life thing I've heard so much about? And Jimmy replied with, what was the question? She also spoke to Oprah. Of course, we all love Oprah. Oprah said, I have 3 words for you, Rachel, binge and purge. But perhaps the last word goes to Charles Bronson, the craggy-faced, macho, lovable, yet strangely talentless star of all the Death Wish films, who, when asked by little 11-year-old Rachel Chandler from Virginia, that's how tall she is, in case you hadn't noticed, little 11-year-old Rachel Chandler said, Charles, Chuck, the Bronzemeister, what is the meaning of life? How can I succeed? And he replied with the following words, I'll blow you away, you goddamn son of a bitch. So I think there's something in that for all of us. Welcome to the show. I'm Stephen Hall. This is Under Melbourne Tonight. This is the Meaning of Life edition, because I said it is. Now, I'd like to point out, this is so cool. This is so cool. We got fan mail this week, right? I've got one here. Who would have thought? Now, this is from Claire. I highlighted a couple of bits here. We've got all sorts of, we got responses to our Complete Waste of Everybody's Time competition, which surprised and concerned us. More of that later. But this is from Rachel. No, it's not. It's from Claire. There's been so many. Now, she says, you are, as far as I'm concerned, the cutest presenter of anything whatsoever on any channel. What is it exactly you're presenting? And the PPS was, isn't it nice to know someone's watching? Well, it is. It is. Because we had no idea, and you know, and we still have no idea. We never will. We've got tiny little minds that big. But thanks for writing in, and keep them coming in. It's great to see that people who watch this show can write. Fantastic. So, without any further ado, we're going to launch into the program as we always do. This is the Meaning of Life edition. Time now to go over and see what's happening in the kitchen of life with Keely's Kitchen with Keely and Carlos.
Thanks, Stephen. Hi, everyone. Well, tonight, I must admit, I'm feeling pretty worn out. How are you feeling, Carlos?
Well, to tell you the truth, Keely, I don't know really if I could be bothered either. It's been a hard week, it's been a long week, and... Whew,
I reckon stuff it. Let's get takeaway.
Why not, Keely?
Should we get fish and chips or
No, a bit heavy in the stomach, I think. Bit greasy. No.
Chinese?
Not tonight. No, had them last night.
What about Indian? Bit of carried porridge, perhaps.
Oh, my ears pricked up in anticipation, but no, I don't think I had
actually,
that Sunday.
What about pizza?
Pizza? I think pizza, yeah.
Pizza?
I'm always one for pizza.
Okay, let's do it.
The
phone,
You
yep.
need a phone for the pizza?
You need the yellow pages, of course, unless you've got one of these. But if you live in one of those houses with someone who says no junk mail, please, then you need the yellow pages. But
we'll go for pizza, I think, at Pizza Hut. Now, isn't that wonderful?
so what will we have? What do you reckon?
I think, what about the Italiano, Keely? What do you reckon?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not
You
really
don't
keen
know?
on Italiano, no.
But pizza, Italian, they've got to know what's in it in Italiano.
I go for the Supreme. Why don't we ask the others? perhaps?
Supreme. What do the other guys reckon? James?
Oh, I'm a big fan of the American and with the vegetarian on the other half. So you get the meat eating half and the quiche eating half at the same time. But I always say no olives and replace them with pineapple. What do you reckon?
I just want to go for a large American, thanks, and 4 corners on the side.
I like ham, pineapple, and Jeff Kennett's sweaty gonads, thanks.
You get a free Coke with that one.
Unfortunately, but perhaps we should dial them up. So.
I don't know. Stephen, you got any suggestions there at all?
Caramel.
Caramel.
Caramel. No, how lucky. Think. Now, what's the number, Carlos?
What's the number, band?
131166.
No.
Hello, yes, in the city. RMIT, Channel 31. Too large?
Too large.
Yeah, we'll have a Supreme, thanks.
And an Italiano. And be quick! There we go. You've got to treat them right.
Yeah, that's that then. So now what are we going to do anyway while we wait?
Well, I don't know. One of the things actually you've got to think about when you're actually having pizza is... Oh, a beer, of course.
One good idea.
Because it does help to sort of lubricate it down.
Does, I got
Go through the
light,
chicken.
because girls...
Look, one of the things I always find go well with pizza is a video.
Yeah, I
You
quite like
always, the two just melt in together. They perfect sort of thing. So what sort of video do you think would go with
Well,
these?
I think you've got to be careful, really. I think, you've got to be careful with comedy so you don't choke.
Me, I prefer an action video. I don't reckon a pizza's worth eating unless 20 people die. But perhaps we should talk to the expert
I think
himself.
we should. We'll consult with
James,
Top.
Hound Dog, what sort of video should we be watching?
Good question. Well, as a matter of fact, later on in the film review segment, I'm talking about Quentin Tarantino's new film, Pulp Fiction. But on video, you can pick up Reservoir Dogs or True Romance. Now, True Romance, there's a romantic film with action and bloodshed and a little bit of comedy thrown in. It's like, if you're ordering the Supreme Pizza, why not go the Supreme movie? True Romance is my tip. Where did Tony go?
Okay, so True Romance. Well, we haven't actually got it here tonight, but we'll just have to go without.
Very well.
And watch the rest of the show. But I think the actual pizza's been delivered. I can see Kylie coming through with it now. Thank you very much,
Wonderful,
Kylie. Wonderful indeed.
Yum, yum. You have to try some, Carlos.
I think so indeed. Doesn't that smell wonderful, Kelly? Okay, well, we nip into this.
Where's the sweaty gonads?
Actually, we've got a letter too, Stephen.
yes.
We've got fans as well. And John from Carnegie, in fact, wrote in with a few ideas of how to get rid of your mother-in-law. He says he served the guacamole with donuts, and it hasn't seen her since.
And what did he say? Cult status for Carlos Reyes. Well done, I say. Good choice. Okay, while we tuck into this pizza, I suppose we'll just sit back and watch the rest of the show.
Yeah.
So, Stephen. Oh, actually, before we go to that, I suppose, if people want to write in, more people want to write in.
Right into Keely's Kitchen, care of RMI TV, Post Office Box 12566, Rebecca Street, Melbourne 3000. Bring some of that pizza upstairs, would you?
Right, thanks very much. There's pizza for everyone. I'm sorry that we couldn't organise the Jeff Kennett special, Bixie. Now, it's time to move on with the show. Time to... The first song by Superior Butcher tonight is called Pain Can Be Fun. But you already know that because you watch this week after week, don't you? Superior Butcher, Pain Can Be Fun.
My soul, you just laughed and threw it away. Once I thought I had this nailed, I turned around, found I had failed. I can't take this anymore. I'm in some small boat far from shore. With a big black gun, 'cause pain can be so much fucking fun. I took the dive, I hate my life, but now I see another way. We played our roles, I gave you my soul, you just laughed and threw it away.
You're watching Under Melbourne Tonight in case you've just tuned in, so put that remote control down and sit back.
Superior Butcher there with Pain Can Be Fun. Welcome back, it's time for the science segment with Dr. Andy.
Hey, Stephen! And yes, as one says, one never knows what to do during the intro. But anyway, we had a bit of a balloon dance there, and it's not going to continue. Pleased to hear that.
Doubt,
yes.
When in doubt, dance like an idiot.
Right.
Works for me.
Well, look, hello, backyard scientists. Hello, Stephen. And
hello.
How is the backyard nuclear reactor going? Have you been experimenting?
Yes, I can't divulge the results of the experiment, but suffice to say, it's not pretty.
All right. Oh, well, we're going to do a simple one tonight. We're going to do a real simple. We're going to create the universe.
Oh, easy peasy.
Just an easy one.
Easy
we're
peasy,
going
lemon
to create
squeezy.
life as we know it, Jim, because you did say this is the meaning of life episode. Stephen. No, Jim, as in the Star Trek. It doesn't matter. Anyway, what we're going to do is, to create a universe, we need a Big Bang. Now, God did it in 7 days. We're going to do it in a few seconds because we're scientists.
Wow.
Wow. And we're going to do it in a few seconds. So we're going to go for the Big Bang. Now, to get a Big Bang, you need a slightly mangled coat hanger, of which I just happen to have one here in the studio.
Ooh, that's a stroke of luck.
And a balloon, because skewer plus balloon equals Big Bang equals universe.
Of course it does. Of course it does. How
See
could it
that
not?
logical thought? That
No, I'm with you.
scientific logical thought. So we're going to go for it.
My mind works that way too.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. You ready?
Yes. All right. Yeah.
Here we
Okay.
go. Okay. Going for the big universe. Oh no, this experiment is going horribly wrong.
Oh no, we ain't got no universe.
We ain't got no bang.
We ain't got no baby. Don't know why I said that.
But we do have a balloon kebab.
Looks absolutely scrumptious. A balloon kebab.
I'm sorry, no Big Bang, but we do have a balloon kebab.
Where's
Now,
my Big
isn't
Bang?
this
What are we
just
paying you
amazing?
for?
This is better than the universe.
How?
This balloon kebab.
How's that better than the universe?
Well, actually, I've done some science here, Stephen, because this is a science segment. And you might be thinking, Dr. Andy's got a special balloon.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
No, I don't. Watch
Oh.
this. Here we go.
There's the
I
bang.
enjoyed that. There's a bang.
We've
No
all been waiting
universe. But these balloon kebabs, let me repeat that experiment. I'll just reach over for a balloon, thank you.
Is it? Okay.
Now, Stephen, I'm
Andy.
going to do this again.
Sure.
And I want you to watch.
I am.
Okay, watching, because you'll be doing this at your next dinner party, and won't you be the hit at the dinner party, right? All you need is the coat hanger and the balloon.
I don't know.
And you do this, right? Now, I have to ask you a question before you ask me why is it so.
Okay then.
Okay. What holds up your underwear?
I have a very special friend who does that for me.
Oh gosh, I hope they don't do wedgies on you.
No, of course not.
Well, in actual fact, but what really holds up, scientifically speaking?
Oh, of course. Geez. Gaffer tape, gaffer tape. Thank you. $5 to the man in the front.
The latest
coat
in
hanger.
underwear. Oh well, can I appeal to the audience? Audience, what holds up your underwear?
Do I hear pasta?
Elastic. No, I don't want to know what holds up your underwear, but yes, elastic. That's the required response there, just in case you didn't know. It is elastic that in fact holds up your underwear, for those of you that were unsure. Elastic, scientific word, fantastic. Means we can do this particular party trick. What we're doing here is, where is this balloon the most pinkest? And you're allowed to have a look at its pinkness. Where is it the most pink?
I'm asking the balloon to show me its pink bits.
Yeah.
At the top and the bottom.
Yes, and that's where I poke the skewer. So I'm actually able to use science, because the elastic wraps around my skewer, not creating a Big Bang, but in fact creating a nifty little balloon kebab. Oh, isn't that just lovely?
It is. So where the elastic's thicker, then it clings around your
That's
skewer.
right.
Get a pen.
So-
and yes.
When you burst it where it's not stretched, fabulous, you've got it all.
Oh, I
the
know.
science lessons
Oh.
have really paid off.
I know.
Well, this time I'm going to do some balloon acupuncture.
I thought of another thing that holds up my pants.
What's that?
A masked gunman.
I'm going to do now the daring feat. I'm really going to create a Big Bang with a balloon. But
Okay.
this time I'm going to go for the abdominal.
Oh.
I'm actually going to use a nappy pin.
Yes.
And I'm going to go for the abdominal.
It'll never work. That's crazy talk. You're wearing shoulder pads.
No, this is therapy for me. This is in fact a voodoo doll, and this is in fact my ex-boyfriend. I'm going to go straight into it with a pin.
That's vindictive
and
and cruel.
yes, it is, but hey, I enjoy that. I like torturing balloons. Ha 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 ha. They say us scientists are mad, but no, we're just a bit quirky. That's all. Okay, here we go. For the abdominal, there we go. Stephen, are you watching?
Yeah, I must
And
say, I still
what's
think it's vindictive and
happened?
cruel. Nothing at all. It's just sticking there.
But what would you expect if I put a whopping great big nappy pin into a balloon?
Yeah, I'd expect it to pop like that last one did.
Okay, I've used some science.
Oh, again with the science.
Yes, again with the science. I put some sticky tape on this balloon. And we can probably get a close-up of that sticky tape. Ah, there we go. I've got some, oh, there it is, nicely
Yeah.
shiny, reflecting the studio lights. Bit of sticky tape. Now, the science here, and I'm going to get you to do it. Here you go, you try it.
In the
Okay,
sticky
I'm going
tape
to do
or out
one
of the
with
sticky
you,
tape?
just so you don't feel lonely doing the experiment there.
Sure, no, there was a real danger
You
of
just
that.
do it into the sticky tape bit, and
Okay.
it won't pop.
She's
Isn't
right,
that
you know.
wonderful? It won't pop. And you can do this at your next party and be a real hit. And you learnt it here on Under Melbourne Tonight, UHF 31.
That's right.
Dr. Andy shows you how.
She does indeed.
As a matter of fact, the science behind this, okay, why is it that it doesn't pop? You asked me the question.
Why is it so?
Thanks.
all right.
The reason is because we've created actually a non-elastic surface with the sticky tape, which means that the balloon, when it's pierced, doesn't rip apart and burst.
Once
because
again,
that's why
it's
it rips
thicker.
apart. Yeah, it's thicker.
Just like in
So,
the pink bits. Yep.
I just wanted to let you know, I show you the way.
What is that?
I found it in the studio.
Oh, right. That's an arrow pointing up.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, listen, if you've got any questions,
Yeah.
if you've got any questions in science, if you'd like to know why is it so, you can ask.
Okay,
You can ask Dr. Andy.
We can ask Dr. Andy. Write to the address for Under Melbourne Tonight for RMI TV. Thank you very much, Dr. Andy.
You're welcome.
Okay.
See ya.
All right. Thanks very much, Dr. Andy. Now it's time for... The camera goes in close, I have to get serious. Now it's time for a bit of stand-up comedy on the show. We've got a very close personal friend of mine. I've known him for minutes now. He's a hot young comic. He's around the traps. He's young, he's sexy, he's funky, he's raunchy. He's just grouse, mate. Paul Collegia.
You know when you go around to someone's house and just before you go in the front door they say to you, look, would you mind just taking your shoes off? We just clean the carpets and that sort of thing. I reckon that's pretty rude. I reckon it's extremely rude. So when those people come around to my place, just before they come in the front door I say, would you mind just taking your pants off? I've just cleaned the couch and you understand everything. I reckon those weight loss centres like Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers, they're real rip-offs. And what's their big offer to fat people on the telly? Come in for a free consultation. Like, wow, I mean, what are you going to get for a consultation? Really? You walk in there, someone comes out with a clipboard, has a look at you and says, yep, you're pretty fat, all right. I'll book you in for next week. I'm a bit worried about children's stories. Because the so-called good characters in children's stories, I reckon, are bad role models for kids. You take any one of them. Take Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk. Right? He steals the goose that lays a golden egg, doesn't he? And that's that's theft. Goldilocks. She goes into the three bears' house, breaking and entering. And what about the three little pigs? Right, they build that house of those houses of straw and sticks. Did they have proper building permits and council approval for those dwellings? I don't think so. The good old slab has been superseded. The slab, which was 24 cans, has been superseded because Tui's have brought out this thing called a block, which is 30 cans. And I sort of asked this question: why? What, 24 cans wasn't enough? I've lost count of the times that I've taken a slab to a party, finished it off and thought to myself, geez, another 6 cans I reckon will be just about right there. Now, it won't be long before CUB will try and top that. They'll come up with their 36 can version. I don't know what they'll call that. How about if you can drink all of this in one night, you'll probably die. Which people might think is a bit of a silly name, but knowing most Australian drinkers, they wouldn't see that as a warning. They'd probably see that more as a challenge. Drink all of this in one night, you'll probably die. Yeah, I'll give it a go. What do you reckon, Barry? But it's all going to become a bit too confusing for us beer drinkers, I think. We're talking in terms of slabs. The future drinkers will be talking in terms of blocks. We'll have the difficult changeover period, How many slabs in a block? A slab is 0.8 of a block. And I think the only people getting any enjoyment out of it will be the secondary school maths teachers. I mean, they'll have some new terms to use in their maths questions now, won't they? Johnny usually buys 4 slabs. How many blocks will he need to buy to ensure he has the same number of cans? I'm getting a bit sick and tired of having my bag checked every time I leave a department store. Every time you walk out, can we check your bag, please, sir? Getting a bit sick of it. I mean, they've got an obsession. They're so obsessed with checking this bag out here, they don't even know she's walking out with a microwave under the other arm there. I challenged them last week. I said, look, I think this is a bit of an invasion of privacy. She said, I'm sorry, sir, we have a right to check your bag. I said, what right? She goes, can't you see the sign up there? We have a right to check your bag. I thought, fair enough. So I came in the next day with my own sign. I have a right to walk out of here with as much stuff as I can carry. It's on the sign there. Right, my time's up. Thanks very much. It's been great. Thank you.
Paul Collegia, don't run away, Paul. Now, if people want to come and see you, is there anywhere that they can come and catch your act, Paul?
My next gig's next Tuesday, the 22nd, at the the Esplanade in St Kilda, and there's a big anniversary night at the Star and Garter in South Melbourne on the 15th of December. I'll be on there as well.
Okay, good. Thanks very much, Paul Collegia. So that's the 22nd at the Esplanade, or the Espy, or the Esplanade, and that's also what time in December on the Star and Garter? the 15th of December at the Star and Garter down in South Melbourne. Oh, great comedy venue. Go along and see him. Great. You know you will. Go on. Do it. Okay, great. Now, moving along on Under Melbourne Tonight now, it's time to go to the movies with James Hound Dog.
Yes, thank you very much. And tonight on the Under Melbourne Tonight film review segment, I am talking about the film that won the 1994 Cannes Film Festival Award for Best Picture. And before you say to yourself, oh, what black and white French social drama will Jamie Young be talking about it? I'm afraid, or rather I'm extremely pleased, to announce that in fact it is the film Pulp Fiction, written and directed by Quentin Tarantino, who of course wrote and directed Reservoir Dogs. He wrote True Romance and wrote the story for Natural Born Killers. The man cannot put a foot wrong. And what I love about Quentin Tarantino, and he was my bloke of the year last year, is that the man never went to film school. He just worked in a video shop in Hermosa Beach, Southern California, and basically he's just a film geek, just loves pictures, and he just started making them, and now he's on top of the hill, in Hollywood. Now let me tell you about Pulp Fiction. There's a lovely soundtrack that comes with it I'll talk about later on. But the film is executive produced by Danny DeVito, just to throw that name in there for you. And it's 2.5 hours long. Now last week I was standing right here telling you don't go and see Crooklyn, it's too long. Who's got the time to see a 2.5 hour film? Well, let me tell you that Pulp Fiction is a film that demands to be seen, and I was just wishing it was longer. Loved it from start to finish. Pulp Fiction, like Jim Jarmusch's Mystery Train, is a film with 3 stories that tend to overlap because of particular instances in one story which crops up again in the other one. Now the first story is one called The Date, where John Travolta, who really has packed on the kilos, and don't you just love seeing fat people put on weight in movies. Anyway, there he is, looking porky. We've all been there. Looking porky, John Travolta, and he's sort of like a hood, and his mafioso boss, played by Ving Rhames, very mean-looking black guy, he's basically got a date, or just do him the favour of taking out his wife. Now, the last guy who took out Ving Rhames' wife and massaged his feet got thrown out of the 3rd floor of a window for doing it. So the old John Travolta is very nervous about the date, and the date, in fact, the girlfriend is played by, or wife, in fact, is played by the beautiful Uma Thurman. And the other characters of interest in this segment are Eric Stoltz as a drug dealer and Rosanna Arquette as his pierced nose, pierced lip, pierced eyebrow, pierced the works girlfriend. So those are the characters in the first one, The Date. And the film that we're going to see of this segment, you get to see the slightly nervous and very laid-back and aloof John Travolta, because he doesn't want to get to know the girl too well, because, you know, before you know it, he'll be massaging her feet and get thrown out the window. And they're at a great place called Jack Rabbit Slim's. You don't get to see much of that in this clip, but this is a place where the waiter is either Marilyn Monroe or James Dean, and you've got Ricky Nelson playing and blah, 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 blah. And the film, importantly, lets these sort of scenes just unravel very slowly, and you can sit back and enjoy them rather than those rushed 90-minute segments or these rushed film clips. Anyway, Uncomfortable Silences is the name of this clip, and we'll take a brief look at it. This is John Travolta and Uma Thurman from Pulp Fiction.
Don't you hate that?
Hate what?
Uncomfortable silences. Why do we feel it's necessary to yak about bull in order to be comfortable?
I don't know. That's a good question.
That's when you know you found somebody really special. And you can just shut the up for a minute, comfortably share silence.
Well, I don't think we're quite there yet, but don't feel bad. We just met each other.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and powder my nose. And you sit here and think of something to say.
I'll do that.
And believe you me, when Uma Thurman powders her nose, she powders her nose. That's the first story, The Date. The second story in Pulp Fiction is called The Watch, and another great cameo role from Christopher Walken, who you might remember in True Romance, had a great little cameo role there. And he comes to a very young Bruce Willis, or the Bruce Willis character Butch, and gives him a watch. Now, I won't tell you where this watch has come from, but he's had to keep it in a very awkward place for 5 years in a Japanese prison, because his father said he had to give it to the kid because of the fact that it was had a great deal of significance to the lineage of the family. And basically, our friend Bruce Willis is a boxer who gets paid by that Ving Rhames mafioso guy I was talking to you about before to throw a fight. And he basically does something which he shouldn't do, and he ends up running away from that very mean-looking mafioso figure and trying to get his watch and other confusing things. This, of all the 3 stories, has got the most bizarre scene in it, and I won't spoil it because it's such a magic film and such a special scene, but Bruce Willis and the Ving Rhames character combined for one of the most memorable scenes in cinema this year, called Bring Out the Gimp. But in the meantime, we'll show a segment that sort of brings up this little passage of the story, The Watch, where you get to see Bruce Willis driving away thinking, I'm so cool, I've got away with everything, and to his surprise, the guy he's trying to get away from happens to be walking across the street directly in front of him. Let's see what happens in Pulp Fiction.
That's how you gonna beat him, Butch. Keep underestimating. Flowers on the wall, that don't bother me at all. Playing solitaire till dawn with the deck of 51. Smoking cigarettes and watching Captain Kangaroo. Now don't tell me I've nothing to do. It's good to see you. I must go. I know I'm a good friend. Not a good
He's dead.
If you need someone to go to court, I will be glad to help, okay? That guy was a drunken maniac. He hit you, and then he crashed into that car.
Who?
Him.
I'll be damned.
This film is absolutely magnificent, let me tell you, and you're about to see, later on in that particular sequence, we see a return of something, and Quentin Tarantino does love paying homage to films he likes, and we see a return in 1994 in a Hollywood set movie, a return to the use of the samurai sword. Magnificent. Bruce Willis with the new crew cut comes in and he's wielding that sword. Magnificent. I'll just tell you a little bit about the soundtrack. Of course, the soundtrack to Reservoir Dogs, the last film that Tarantino wrote and directed, was very popular. This one also features a bunch of great tracks, a bunch of surf instrumentals. I mean, he got a film set in Hollywood in 1994. Yes, let's throw in 10 songs from Dick Dale and the Deltones and the Centurions and the Tornadoes and all those sort of bands. Also, Urge Overkill doing a great cover of the Neil Diamond classic Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon, which is peachy, and the Dusty Springfield Chestnut, Son of a Preacher Man, which we loved. The final segment of the film is a segment called The Body, where you get to see the two hoods, John Travolta and his black buddy Samuel L. Jackson, who have an experience that Samuel L. Jackson interprets as religious, where they get shot at and miraculously don't get killed. And basically, he's trying to come to terms with changing his job, stepping out of being a thug, and in the meantime, they've got to dispose of a body, which they accidentally shot. And they pull in on Quentin Tarantino. Yes, he has a acting role in his own film, and they got to get rid of the body. And who do they call? Who would you call if you'd shot someone's head off and you wanted the body to get rid of? You bring in the super cool Harvey Keitel, who reprises a role very similar to the role he had of the cleaner in The Assassin. In this film, he's called the Wolf, and he turns up to Tarantino's pad and he helps them handle the body scenario, which is an absolute treat. Later on, they end up at a cafe and you get to see Tim Roth, who was in Reservoir Dogs, and Amanda Plummer, but I'll let you find out that for yourself. Great moment, actually, where the black guy, Samuel L. Jackson, basically wants his wallet handed back to him, and he says, put your hand in that bag and hand back my wallet. And the guy's got a bag with 100 wallets, and he says, which one is yours? And he says, and this is 100% true, he says, it's the brown one with bad motherfucker written on it. And I have got, this is how much I love this film. I went out and had this wallet made. So, and I can't tell you how great it is when you're at a video shop and you forget that you've got bad motherfucker written on your wallet. And you're holding it up, looking for your video card, and the three people behind the counter are going, yeah. But that's just life. Anyway, I'll leave you with a final segment from Pulp Fiction. And look, I'm telling you, I'm not just here reviewing films each week because I couldn't get anyone else and I got the shiniest forehead they could find. No, the reason why I am doing film reviews on RMI TV is because literally I absolutely love movies. I live for them. I mean, I should have a real job, but I don't. I'm just following movies everywhere I go. And this film is absolutely magnificent. Pulp Fiction deserves its award at the Cannes Film Festival. And incidentally, when Tarantino got the award, he turned around to the crowd that was screaming, "Scandal, scandal, it's a celebration of violence," grabbed the microphone and turned to them and said, "Fuck you." Which I just think is fantastic. So you've got to check out Pulp Fiction. It starts next Thursday, November the 24th. In fact, it's the first film that's showing at the new George Cinema, at the George Complex, which is in Fitzroy Street, St Kilda, so check it out there. This segment is called Lay Big Mac. Just check out Quentin Tarantino's fantastic writing here as we see the Samuel L. Jackson character and our friend John Travolta, or Chubby as I call him, chatting about the difference between European cuisine and American cuisine. Check it out, Pulp Fiction.
But you know what the funniest thing about Europe is?
What?
It's the little differences. And you know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in Paris?
They don't call it a quarter pounder with cheese?
Oh man, they got the metric system. They wouldn't know what a quarter pounder is.
And what do they call it?
They call it Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese.
That's right.
What do they call a Big Mac?
Big Mac's a Big Mac, but they call it Le Big Mac.
Le Big Mac. What do they call a Whopper?
I don't know. I didn't go on a Burger King.
We should have shotguns for this kind of deal.
How many up there?
3 or 4.
That's counting our guy?
Not sure.
So that means it could be up to 5 guys up there?
It's possible.
We should have shotguns.
So that was James Hound Dog reviewing Pulp Fiction by Quentin Tarantino. Now, it's time to move along. Superior Butcher. I've got something to tell you. Next Tuesday, I have a gig to plug. But for this gig, John Butcher, the lead singer, is going solo. Oh, yeah. Sorry, mate. It's okay. It's okay. I'll just say it quietly so the members of the band don't hear, but you hear out in the TV land. Just see, Tuesday, November the 22nd, at the Rochester Castle Hotel. John Butcher up the front with the beard and the dreads, man. He's going. His gig is called "Paddling a Toothpick Through Tidal Waves" with Friends Elephant. Is Elephant a band or it's just your friends?
They're a very talented duo.
Okay, thank you very much. All right. So I've plugged it there you go, and there's going to be a bit of dissent during this song because there's going to be a mutiny over there. This is Superior Butcher with a song called Black Rose. Superior Butcher.
Are you telling me the truth? Hey! Yes, skin shines white as my nut. Not enough when you
Congratulations. You're watching Under Melbourne Tonight. You get to have the next 20 minutes of the program.
Oh, yeah?
What? Yeah, right.
Hello, welcome to the complete waste of everybody's time segment. Yay!
Pause there. And I'd like to say happy birthday to planet Earth.
It's the Earth's birthday?
Yes, apparently 3 weeks ago, it was... Oh, sorry, I had to do that. 3 weeks ago, it was the Earth's birthday.
Oh, I didn't get it a card.
No. It wouldn't be an easy card to buy.
No.
Actually, Archbishop Usher, the primate of all Ireland...
Primate?
Yeah, he was the primate of all Ireland in the 17th century. I suppose that's why they died out. He was the only primate left of Ireland.
Little Minky.
Yeah, little Minky was in charge of religion in Ireland in the 17th century.
Silly.
He actually concluded that the Earth was formed on October the 23rd, 4004 BC. And one of his followers later pinpointed the start date at 9 a.m.
Oh, good.
That's brilliant, isn't
Start
it?
of the working day for the Earth.
So they actually worked out, they actually believe that the Bible is true. Okay, and the creationists maintain that radioactive dating, which places the Earth's age in the billions rather than thousands of years, is inaccurate because the speed of light was some 200 billion times faster than it is now, and it just kind of slowed down about 1960.
What?
Yeah, apparently this is true. Apparently the speed of light's going 200 billion times faster than everything else, and then about 1960 it says, phew, I'm stuffed, and just has a bit of a rest.
Oh,
it's going to stay at the speed it is now.
Oh, I see, I see. Does that mean it's going to keep slowing down in the future?
No, it might just get up a bit of energy later on and just go and slow right down to...
Second wind.
Yeah, and it might just slow down to about a mile an hour. We'll be able to watch it going past. Oh, there's so light. It used to be so good, but now it's just, you know...
Your days are numbered, light.
Yes, there you go. But they've worked out, if the speed of light at the time of creation was 200 billion times faster than any process involving energy, would then be far more energetic. So if Adam lovingly lit a fire for Eve... Lovingly. Then the energy release would be equivalent to a 50 megaton atomic bomb. Wow. And Adam and Eve produced 2 children.
Yes.
And the energy released during each of these necessary acts of procreation would be equivalent to an explosion of 500 tons of TNT.
Wow.
Now, I'm not sure, but I don't think that's such a bad thing, actually.
No, that'd be great.
You'd certainly be sure to get one again, wouldn't you?
Definitely would. The rumours had spread, mate.
And according to the creationist philosophy, Noah's Ark carried all the species that existed on the Earth today. Now, this does seem impossible because it is particularly interesting to speculate on how Noah would have housed and fed the 10,000 known species of termites on his wooden boat. So I don't think Noah was thinking. I don't know why I brought that up. That was just a waste of everybody's time.
Well, happy birthday, Earth.
Actually,
love your work.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you can talk about that all you like. I've been reading 50-50 in the Herald Sun.
Why?
I'm sorry, because I had nothing else to do.
Okay.
When I'm not wasting your time, I'm just wasting my own. Now, I can prove I read it because there's a copy of it. There you go, there's 50-50, see? So don't anyone doubt me.
Yeah. What did 50-50 got to say for itself? It's so smart.
Well, do you ever remember that one they had about the Vegemite sandwiches that went on for about 6 months on how many people this person who their son ate Vegemite sandwiches every day for the rest of his life, and this person bothered to write that into a newspaper?
Yeah, sad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of sad, isn't it?
But there's also the other sandwich one that you and I read.
That's right.
Yeah, well, it was about a woman whose husband's lunch was stolen at the construction site.
Yeah, she said, to those people who stole my husband's lunch from the worksite the other day, I hope you're happy. He went hungry all afternoon. And they wrote that into a paper. Is there something wrong there?
Yes, there is. So we wrote in a letter back saying, thanks very much for the sandwiches. They were delicious. Next time, could you cut the crusts off, please?
Yeah, we don't want our hair to go curly. That'd be wrong.
Oh, too late. Oh, no.
It was me that stole them all along.
You bastard.
And then there was one many years ago. Remember the Dynon Road Bridge in Footscray?
Love its work, yes.
No, it was very good. Now, in Dynon Road Bridge, they were having trouble with the trucks hitting the bridge, so what they decided to do was actually lower the road underneath so the trucks could go under.
Good idea.
And someone wrote into 50-50 and actually said, there's no point lowering the road because it's the top of the trucks that are hitting the bridge. Yes, well...
Always thinking.
There's brain cells out there, but none of them are writing the 50-50, I can tell you that.
True.
It's a bit like talkback radio.
In what
talkback
way?
radio is actually an excuse for old people to talk a lot of shit.
Well, I don't know whether you can say shit.
No, I'm sorry.
Sorry, go on.
I wouldn't want to say that. Because, like, you know how people preface things like saying, I'm not sexist, but a woman's place is in the home.
I'm not racist, but...
I'm not racist, but you're some kind of nigger, kike, skippy wog.
Yes, yes.
Well, old people preface things by saying, I'm 85 years old. Now that means that they're going to talk a lot of shit.
Yes. Yes.
I was listening to Talkback Radio one day and they were talking about tabletop dancing. And this woman rang up and said, hello, Neil, yes, are you talking about tabletop dancing? And he said, yes.
Yes.
And she said, I'm 85 years old. Warning! I'm 85 years old and when we were little, we used to eat pebbles. Now thanks for that. Thanks for ringing up.
What does that mean?
This is actually true.
Oh, okay.
It's like when they say, back in the good old days. Now, there were no good old days, were they?
No.
It was either the war, or depression, or another war. Until the 50s, they didn't have television, right? So how could the days been good?
Good old days, schmud old days, that's what I say.
What they actually mean when they say the good old days is, yes, back when I was getting a root. Because that's when the days were good, isn't it?
Oh, don't I know it. Yes.
Okay, our competition for this week is we had lots of entries for the competition next week, and the people who won them, their prizes will be coming out in the mail.
Yeah, no, they
because
really
we
will.
weren't aware that anyone was actually going to write in, and we have had heaps of them.
We have.
And thanks to that, and the people who won, you will be told in the mail what you've won.
Yes.
It will be tickets to films or something, or maybe like a bubblegum wrapper or something,
like that.
whatever we can find.
It'll be great, you know, it'll be good.
Now, we want you to actually invent a cartoon this week.
We do indeed, because
based on a film.
We've got a formula for making an award-winning cartoon out of any old piece of...
If you got a film, you turn it into a cartoon.
That's right.
What film we take?
We took Gone with the Wind.
Right, and we decided to turn that into a cartoon.
Yes.
And when that formula ran out, we turned them into kids.
Gone with the Wind kids.
And then we put them in a band, and they're travelling around in a truck solving crime.
That's right, in the...
Rhett and Scarlett in a band.
That's
travelling
right.
in a truck.
Rhett was up the front doing mean axe breaks, and Scarlett was just playing a tambourine.
And Rhett's moustache would spin around.
Yeah,
Pretty
it was
cool.
a grouse. And the buggy was called the Tara-mobile, or something like that.
Anyway, and also they go off into space. After they've been in the band, they actually go off into space. So
Accidentally launched the space
Gone with the
shuttle.
Wind kids in a band in outer space solving crime, wherever they go.
How could it lose?
So we want you to actually invent one, a cartoon based on a film of today. You could use Pulp Fiction if you like, or you could use Schindler's List.
Natural Born Killers.
Any of those films, and we want you to write in and actually send in a cartoon based on those things, and you'll get a very special prize.
No, really, you will. No, really. Okay, that's about it. So the address to write to for that competition?
I have no idea. Thanks, Andrea.
Write to Stephen and Rastus, care of RMI TV, Post Office Box 12566, Beckett Street, Melbourne 3000.
And I'd just like to actually state that Bottom with Rick Mail and Adrian Edmondson is on Channel 2 on Tuesdays at 10 o'clock.
Great show. Plug the opposition. Nice one, mate.
Yeah, thanks.
Good. Okay, that's the end of Rastus with a complete waste of everybody's time. It's time now to go over and to see what Mr. Tony Biggs and his lovable little reptilian with flatulence is up to. It's time now to have a look at the latest music releases with Tony Biggs sniffing the glove.
Sorry, I went to the Pantera concert earlier on in the week, and they were very good at that. What a remarkable show that was. Hello everyone, and we will be scraping the barrel this week, scraping the S-bend of the music bowl. So the music's almost secondary this evening because we've got lots of info. First up, yes, we have had mail. Shocked and stunned. But thanks everybody to the Screaming Papadums. We can't play the video unless you send it in. So send it in and we'll play it. And everyone else, if you'd like us to play the video of your band... Is it sacred? Sacred Papadums, 1,000 pardons, Effendi. If you'd like us to play your band video, Andrea, where can they send it?
To Sniffing the Glove, care of RMI TV, Post Office Box 12566, Beckett Street, Melbourne 3000. I said that 2 seconds ago.
Oh, Andrea's got hairballs. That's what happens in summer. These things happen. I love summer. It's beautiful. You can walk around at St Kilda and look at the Jimbos walking down the street and say, look at the tits on that bloke. As long as we're in that frame of mind. Hello, Fartosaurus. My particular card is a very odd thing, so hello to the alleged Belinda J. Shears. Obviously not the real name, according to the amount of Tipex used here. But the question is asked, is it physically possible to affix a long-handled bathroom kitchen laundry plunger to the bald and shiny brain pan? I hope that's a euphemism, you naughty soul, but thank you for the card anyway. As long as we're into that sort of heavy breathing mode, our first snippet this week is by an outfit called Blown. And this is their version of Je t'aime, moi non plus.
With trouble in mind, move it to the side to make a kind of rhyme in time. Small differences shouldn't cause any anguish, cause two heads on a pillow and speak the same language. Je t'aime. What is wrong? I guess all I'm trying to say is je t'aime. What I'm up, what I'm up, what I'm up. I guess all I want to say is je t'aime. Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. And all I
named Blown and their version of Je t'aime. Phytosaurus? No, I thought Kim Salmon did it much better. Never mind the original, Jane Birkin and Serge Gainsbourg, Omelette du Fromage. What else have we got coming up? A couple of big gigs coming up very, very soon I wanted to tell you about. Now, the Push gig at Luna Park this weekend is sold out, the big underage show this weekend, so if you were planning to go and haven't got tickets, bummer, because you can't get in. And I'd just like to mention that a lot of talk is that Silverchair, squeal, are headlining. Well, they're not headlining. They're on at 7 p.m. The Mighty Meanies are headlining. Oh dear, that means there'll be a lot of screaming little girls there. That'll be a wonderful thing. However, for Silverchair fans, Stephen Walker will be talking to them tomorrow afternoon on 3RRR. And this will be one of their rare interviews. The record company's sort of cutting down on their interviews because apparently the last radio one they did, they sounded like Beavis and Butthead +1. So, you know, Stephen's back from his honeymoon early just to talk to these three little buggers, so hopefully they'll do well tomorrow afternoon. Now, the other big thing is coming up on the 26th of November, Saturday the 26th, is Oz Music Day. It's the 4th year for this. And that's the day if you don't normally head out and support local bands. That's a good day to do it. Every day is a good day to do it. Oz Music Day in particular. Went down to the launch yesterday at Oz Music's HQ and sort of ate and drank them out of house and home. That was very pleasant indeed. Ran into Pete Steedman, who sort of runs Oz Music, while he's waiting to try and get elected out of Jika or wherever he's standing, attempting to stand for pre-selection. Interesting man, Pete Steedman. I asked him, was he the Labor Party answer to Petro Giorgio? And he said, no, he didn't swallow. Okay. This is an outfit called Urbanator, and the song is titled Chameleon.
Right to musical feeling, maintain my integrity and sex appealing, sustain my fun hunt to keep freewheeling and switch the pitch quick slick. They call me the chameleon.
Been the saviour of rap music. It was getting pretty boring before they hit on that little piece. That was Urbanator and a snippet of their piece Chameleon. That's not sweat, that's holy water. This weekend, a lot of good gigs on, local music especially. Run through a couple of them. Holocene at the Armadale Hotel this Friday. They've got a splendid new thing under their arm that you can buy. Nick Barker at the Central Club with a big lineup supporting him on Saturday night. The Ice Cream Hands at the Evelyn on Friday night. They've got a great new EP out as well. Now, there's a big show at the Royal Derby down there at Alexandra Parade, the much maligned Alexandra Parade in Brunswick Street on Sunday. It's not for the freeway, it's for the pool actually. It's a Save the Fitzroy Pool benefit. Kicks off at 2 in the afternoon. That's featuring Chris Wilson, Michael Thomas, Tlot, and the Underground Lovers, amongst others. So that'll be a good one to frequent. And I'd just like to mention, Friday night at the Prince of Wales, Steve Lucas's Slade tribute, Goodbye to Jane, is playing with their first gig in quite a while of the much maligned Fuck Fucks. That's correct. What a fine band they are. Alrighty, to finish this evening, an outfit called Fake, and they truly are. It's actually, apparently, a group of well-known Australian musicians who haven't put their name to it, and they have actually got a front person for the video, which is not a new thing for sort of acts like 2 Unlimited and that. They often have some bimbo who's very little to do with the actual music, just to mime the song. So Fake have done this as well, but in a nice Priscilla twist, they've got someone called Lady Bump, who's a 19-year-old bloke named Stuart they found in the Albury Hotel in Sydney doing a drag act. So they've signed him on to front Fake, appropriately enough. So I'll leave you with this. See you next week. This is Fake and The Back of My Mind.
Jesus, somebody spat the dummy. Okay, that brings up the tail end of Tony Biggs' sniffing the glove. Coming to the end of the program now. Thanks very much for staying with us. It only remains for me to... Well, I'm holding a balloon. It only remains for me to thank everyone who appeared on the show, to thank Rastus for wasting everybody's time, to thank James for what he did, to thank Tony Biggs, to thank Keely and Carlos, to thank Dr. Andy, to thank Andrea, our fox in the box with the hairball, and to thank Paul Collegia for coming in, wherever he is. Thanks very much, Paul. Thank you. Hi, how you going? Good. And remember all those gigs that I plugged. I'm not going to repeat them or anything. Just remember them, okay? All right, good. Now, that's just about it from us. I've been Stephen Hall. We'll be back next week on 31 at the same time. Until then, have fun. I'll see you later. Goodbye.
You've been watching Under Melbourne Tonight. While we're all saying thank yous, I'd like to say thank you and hi to those people out there in Apollo Bay who are making the effort to watch RMI TV. Keep tuning in. Under Melbourne Tonight was brought to you by Melbourne's own Planet of Sound 3RRR, 102.7 on your FM dial.